right. Shalom, 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 y'all. Shalom. It's Michael Israel. You watching Spiritual Combat. And we got a great show for you today. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be before you very long. Um, I, but as you can see, the title of the show is Can You Make Adjustments? And, as you know, you've heard me talk about this before. How that whole concept that I kind of um, push on a lot, I kind of got from Elder Rob Mathis, uh, because of how what he was telling me about the difference between the NFL football and college football, and when people say it's faster, and what he said is, well, what it is, they make adjustments faster. The team can literally make adjustments. An NFL team can literally make adjustments on a fly, on the fly for whatever the team they're playing against, whatever I guess offensive or defensive scheme they throw at them, and if that team is having success against them with it, they can make adjustments. And I would move to say if I ask an elite soldier or something like that, the same thing. Somebody's in the special operations or special forces, they'd probably say the same thing, that they are trained to be able to deal with pretty much anything that could be presented on the battlefield, and they're just able to make adjustments with because of the level of discipline they function at. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this show, is on a spiritual level, behavioral level, mental level, all that. Um, because that's one of the things I see with saints and ain'ts. You know what I'm saying? I see saints, true saints that are really obedient to the Most High Yah. When I say obedient to the Most High Yah, I mean focus on what the Most High Yah would have them to do. They're submitted and committed to the Most High with all their heart, mind, and soul. Um, there's nothing between them and the Most High Yah. So there's no people, place, thing, mindset in between them and the Most High Yah. So when you're sold out to the Most High like that, you're able to make adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Like like these elite um, athletes, and which athlete. When I see an athlete, you know, to me, these NFL athletes and professional athletes, they're just modern day soldiers that, in order to make it so they're not dangerous, and so they're not a threat to the government or anything like that, to the so-called powers that be. What they do with these modern day soldiers, elite warriors, you call them modern day elite warriors. What they do, instead of having, imagine some of these people, like imagine a Kabir or Elder Rob Mathis, Elder Kabir, or Pastor Daniel. Imagine them, instead of playing um, a children's game, which is football, playing with a ball, but imagine men that talented, trained up from their youth as warriors. Nobody can stop them. And they know that. That's why they push people into sports, because it's harmless. You're not going to hurt nobody throwing a football at them, but you know, I talked to Elder Rob in the past about, this is mindset, and he has a real tough, rugged mindset, uh, insane work ethic, and a mind to figure things out, and you train someone up like that for war. Hey, look, that's why they don't want us coming together, because they know, like, in one generation, you have a nation right there. You know what I'm saying? So what do? The elite of us, they entice them and push them and coerce them into playing sports and stuff like that, and they hide anything else far from them. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent, but I just wanted to make that point. But we're talking about making adjustments, and y'all, today, in this day and age, it is critical that we cannot be tiptoeing through the tulips. We cannot be out here playing around. Like, this thing is getting uh, ugly, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something so y'all know I ain't playing around. So this how backwards things are. It's gotten so crazy, um, and I've never seen this. But in New York City, the subways, there's been so much crime, and it then got so terrible in the subways that they have had to deploy the Army National Guard into the New York City subways in order to cut down on the crime and all the craziness that's been going on there. And that's what you see there in that picture. That is the Air National Guard. I mean, the Army National Guard having to come in, and I'm gonna show y'all another picture too. Having to come in and yeah, and literally uh, police the subway because it's so crazy down there, and then trip off this. So the governor or mayor or whatever of New York calls them in, and then they ban the Army National Guard from carrying their long guns, their AR-15s. So, like, uh, where they check bags in, because they so what they're having to do, they're checking everybody's bag who comes into the subway now. It's crazy. It's like some type of police state up there, and it's just I'm bringing that out, and the way this relates to our topic of discussion is because it's a sign of the times that we're in now. It's like, man, I grew up in Jersey, and I used to be all in that, going through the subway and stuff like that, be in and out of New York City and stuff. Um, and never did I see it on this level, you know. But that's how bad crime has gotten there. And I mean, you got to be like, now that I'm older, man. You couldn't get me to bring my family, because we had went to New York a couple times, you know, with my family, probably about 10 years ago, something like that. A little before I came to Straightway, and yeah, man. Even then, you couldn't pay me to go down there in that subway, man. Some of them subway stations look like a horror movie, like a scary movie. It's like creepy. It's all dark and dungeon looking. It looked like something getting ready to happen, you know. And then on top of that, you look like if it's a horror movie, you the victim in the horror movie because you can't carry a weapon. Because they searching your bag and they making sure you ain't got a weapon. You ain't allowed to have a weapon. It's, man. So that it's just a sign of the times of where, you know, what things are coming to. You see things just ever so subtly, progressively getting worse and worse and worse. And then the other thing, I'm gonna tell you this, something that's really, man, that we really got to be, oof, is the media, man. That particularly social media, media in general. I mean, man, these people are studying. Like they were saying how they've shortened the length of a scene in the movies they make now in order to uh, uh, keep people's attention. Um, in order to keep them locked in and engaged, because people have shorter attention spans. I want to say they've shortened the length of a scene. It used to be, I think, like 16 seconds or something back in the day, and now it's like 4 seconds, something like that. But they've actually shortened it, and there's a lot of stuff that they're doing because it's a war for your attention. They're trying to grab your attention, and it is warfare. And your attention, I guess about 10, 11, 12 years ago, became the most valuable commodity on earth. More valuable than oil is your attention. And you can look that up. They got those bunch of people make videos about it. It's called the attention economy. And these people, man, your attention is the most valuable commodity out there. If that could be considered a commodity, I'm not sure, but you understand what I'm saying. Anyway, that's gonna kind of bring us into what I'm talking about today, and that is what I would like to call making adjustments, being able to make adjustments. And, I've seen this is one of the things that, you know, folks wrestle with. This is what I would call, you know, whether depending on what the adjustments are, whatever, but this is what I would call the core nucleus of walking this thing out. This is what I would call this is what I call the footwork. And it's making adjustments, making changes in, it might be your behavior or the way you do something, or uh, something about your lifestyle, whatever it is, making adjustments. And you know they're required in order to get in line with this word, saying it always tests that. You know what I'm saying? When you begin to really walk this word out, uh, you begin to realize that, hey, I'm gonna have to make adjustments. It's gonna test something. It's gonna put his finger on something that, unbeknownst to you, is near and dear that you might not know. You know. Um, I know one with me is, like we've been on a fruit fast. Um, Not a super hardcore fruit fast. We get a little bit of vegetables in there and stuff like that, but we've been pretty serious with it for this whole month, or for the last 30 days or however long. It'll be I think it ends next week sometime, maybe the middle of next week or whatever. Uh, well, I'm gonna have to see. I have to check. But anyway, we've been on a fruit fast, and sometimes it could be tough. Skipping meals sometimes, because inevitably you're on this fruit fast. And what we've done here as an assembly is we've switched things up a little bit, and we've, for the most part, done away with probably traditional breakfast as people would know it. We eat like uh, just a very light breakfast, or a fruit based breakfast. Like I'll have a small smoothie and uh, some grapefruit, and then we eat dinner at about 3 p.m. You know, um, But giving that up, making those changes, testing that flesh to see what's there. You know what I'm saying? What am I clinging on to? What am I holding on to, and why? You know, it could be related to that, or going on to a whole nother category, spiritual stuff. Um, towards the end of this dead season, and it's been a like if you hear the pastors and the other leadership, if you hear them talk, I think I heard them say it's been a unique dead season, but it is not. Um, it has stayed consistent. It is not uh, disappointed. Okay, and I would say that, man, it's been from my observation, man, it's been a very uh, it seems like the attacks have been on a very large scale blanket spiritual level. The attacks have been on this dead season. That's where the attacks have been at, just directly spiritual. Um, I know here, most probably put on my heart to really um, push hard on the spirit of rejection, bitterness, stuff like that. And it ain't, man. You gotta, in your patience, possess your soul type deal, and having to do all you can, just stand and stay diligent and warring um, uh, on the spiritual level with deliverance and everything else. But these all where I was going with that is these are adjustments that have to be made. Being willing to look and see where the blockage is at, what the things are that are holding holding us back and everything. It's critical. Uh, Let me see something here. What else we got? And one of the things, you know, especially in the dead season, you know, is critical is look, a lot of times Satan be on full display in the dead season. And we have to learn to see him operating in ourselves, and we got to understand that he is a deceiver. So when he's operating, it's very subtle. And a lot of times it's when like being a head of assembly, you know, there'll be a lot of stuff going on. Satan will be operating right in front of you. You won't realize it until you begin to discern the effects it's having. You won't know it's him firsthand. Of course, he's operating through people, but it could be through people just consuming your time. That's a key one. When people just consume your time on something that's not necessarily wicked and evil if you heard it mentioned, but then when you take a step back and you look, you be like, man, that ain't nothing but Satan trying to waste my time, trying to frustrate the work, trying to make it so I don't stay locked in. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it, we have to be able to discern when he's operating around us, but we also have to discern when he's operating in us. You see what I'm saying? And it's look, he stay just because we in straight way and we doing this, that, and other don't mean you what do you call it, immune, or he ain't gonna mess with you. I mean, all you gotta do is read the word. He was right up among the apostles. He was right up in there in the mix. You know, he was tempting Jesus. So look, and he's smooth and slick with it. The only way to be able to really spot him is to stay engaged and locked into this word. And look, to stay patient and diligent. That's the name of the game. That's the type of warfare this is. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Um, so like I said here, I wrote, "Are you diligent in any area?" Oh, we're talking about. I got this off a pastor's message this Shabbat, where he was saying, you know, are you diligent in any area of your life? And then he was saying it can transfer into this walk. And I, man, I see that. I get it. Like that makes sense. That was that was a little jewel that I was like, man, I'm gonna have to remember that because you see people. I've seen consistently people who come in, they got nothing going on for themselves, and guess what? Their spiritual walk is the exact same as what they got going on. Nothing. They ain't got nothing going on spiritually, and they ain't got nothing going on for themselves in their lives. They not. They have no goals. They not working towards nothing. They just kind of floating around aimlessly, letting the tide of life sweep their career or whatever they doing, wherever it goes. And spiritually, it's the exact same thing, you know. And then you see people who are diligent. They're focused on stuff. And these people are also highly focused in their walk too. So, and it's a process, y'all. It's not like you're gonna turn around and be getting it. But that's why I said being diligent and patient in all that you do, in all that you undertake, and you can't help but it become a win-win. You know what I'm saying? Um, One of the things I wrote here is the flesh talks the same and recognizes flesh, and spirit recognizes spirit. So, like here in our assembly, I tell people, I go tell people straight up, hey, y'all, both of y'all are good brothers, but y'all both are weak in the flesh in the same areas. And what I've watched is those types of people, they'll gravitate to each other because you know, they see similarities in the flesh, but they're not in the spirit. And the reason I try to warn people about that is because, hey, if you not, like I tell the saints here, keep your focus forward. Stay looking forward. Don't don't look to the right. Don't look to the left. Don't look behind you. Follow what's in front of you. Follow the leadership that's in front of you. That's what I do. I'm looking at the leaders. I'm watching what they do, listening to what they say, getting in line with that. Why? Because it lines up with the word and what I already have studied. And it's the example right here for me to just follow and walk out instead of getting caught up. Trust me, man. I run across people all the time, be like, man, back in the day, I'll be rolling with that dude there. Or back in the day, yeah, me and that dude, we be hanging out because we like, you know what I'm saying? In the flesh, we like minded, but we got to focus on the spirit because the flesh will recognize flesh. And if your flesh is overpowering you, if that's what you, excuse me, if that's what you feed, if that's what you're constantly working on, if that's what you're keeping alive, but it's going to draw you and guide you to more people who got that same mindset. But if you banging hard in the spirit and you getting after it spiritually, man, that spirit gonna recognize spirit. Y'all gonna gravitate towards each other, and then where two or more are gathered, there he is. Okay, let's see. So like I said, it's about making adjustments. You can discern this thing. This thing ain't rocket science. And one of the things I say is, um, you know, you got a lot of people, they, like I said, man, we we don't realize the degree to where this Greco-Roman Catholic beast system, this religious system, I mean, it's permeated into everything, and a lot of people still, in their mind, they have a Greco-Roman Catholic idea of what righteousness is, of what uh, um, being good and sinner and being sinless. Like they have a Greco-Roman Catholic idea of what it is, and like a lot of people think it's all this sugary talk and smiling and talking all nice to everybody and trying to look the part and all that, talking a good game, praying a good game, trying to sit there and worship. Oh, yeah, worship and be the best worshiper you can and singing and all this stuff. And I get it. I'm not saying that's not any, doesn't have to do anything. That is a part. But at the core nucleus of what this thing is about is is what you do when that temptation is right there. It's just you and the temptation, and nobody's looking. Nobody knows. No flesh knows. It's just you and the temptation and what you do. And that's what it comes down to. Whether it's something you choose to think in your mind, something you're doing behind the scenes when nobody's watching, your intent, your mindset, your agenda, whatever you want to call that, at the end of the day, that's the works. That's where the rubber meets the road. And like I said, I'll say it a little better, okay? So uh, nobody knows what's going on through your head except you and the Most High and the tempter, okay? But people around you, they don't know, but they do know. You're like, well, what do you mean, but they do know? Because it says you'll know them by their fruit. And what I've seen is, you know, you can always tell what's going on in people's head. You just give it time. And you give it time and it comes out, okay? You give it time and it'll definitely it'll come out. It'll be evident. You see what I'm saying? Um Let me see something here. Cause again, you'll always know people by their fruits. It will reveal them. So what it comes down to is, like I said, having that commitment to consistency, but being able to be counted on. You know what I'm saying? And this is the next level. Like a lot of times, how you know people by their fruit, how you know what's going on, because man, people could smile. Look, while I've been a head of assembly, I said it last show, I know, but I'm going to say that little funny thing again. Y'all, while I've been a head of assembly here, I done ran across some people who I guess they would call themselves saints. You know, most of them is gone now. They done moved. They couldn't hack it. But man, look, they would have you thinking they just came down from heaven to come talk to you, and then as soon as they done, Most High gonna send a chariot down to bring them back up to heaven, so they could have dinner on time up there. You know what I'm saying? I done seen people that could speak and worship that good. You know what I'm saying? But you couldn't count on them for shit. I couldn't call them a saint or a brother or anything like that. because when it came down to it, they couldn't make the adjustments. They were unwilling to. This truth put its finger on something, some person, place, thing, mindset that they're like, oh, yeah, I can't mess with that. And what it comes down to is, love your brother as you love yourself. And the other ones is love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul. And that looks a certain way. And it's like once you see it, once you see what that looks like, then all these other people that's talking a good game expose themselves. You're like, oh, dang, there's brothers that are like this, and they're all in and they're committed, and they done divested themselves of any person, place, thing, mindset, or anything out there. They've divested themselves of it, and you know, and this is what it looks like. And then you see that Greco-Roman uh, Hebrew Catholic, Catholic Israelite. We call him a Catholic Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Where they think they could get it through mental ascension and verbal ascension, through talking. But you nobody knows what you're doing in the dark until they get some time around you, and then they can discern exactly what you're doing when nobody's looking. Because whatever's in the dark is going to be brought into the light, so it becomes obvious. Uh, so I put here, go. We jumping back and forth. This, you got to have that commitment to consistency. I got stuff that I work on with myself over the course of months. I know the first time I go after it or become aware of it, I know nothing's going to change. I know the third time nothing's going to change. But I've made a commitment to be consistent until it breaks or bends. But something's going to give. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make that adjustment. And what it comes down to is loving yourself enough to go through the pain and go through the humiliation of being honest with yourself and looking at what you got going on. You see what I'm saying? That's love. That's loving yourself. A lot of brothers and sisters never grew up receiving that type of love from um, a father. Okay, they got nurturing love, but they never got the disciplined love that a father brings, and therefore, a lot of people, when that does come around, they regard it as hate. When you try to correct people and get them to make adjustments, they can't adjust. There's a blockage there, you know. And that would be a whole nother show to talk about that. But anyway, y'all, somebody said all book. That's somebody said in there. But anyway, I told y'all that I was not going to be before y'all very long. I will tell you this. I look forward to seeing you brothers and you sisters at the feast. I'll be on again. I have be doing another show, and so yeah, and I got to get with Pastor. I think we're gonna be doing. Well, no, that's gonna be right before the feast, okay, or right around. We'll be doing an Ask the Elect. I gotta see how we're gonna do that, but yeah, I should be on next week on Monday. If I'm not up at the land working, helping with the feast stuff. I gotta see. It's all we're in that time period where it's all kind of you can't really make a solid guess on anything. Um, but yeah, but definitely gonna look forward to seeing you brothers and sisters up there at the feast. What I'm gonna do real quick while we're on here, I'm gonna run the updated feast day commercial. Uh, if it's on here, nope, it's not here. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think I have it on here. I might. Let me see. Y'all give me a sec. Yes. Um, there it is. I got it. Okay, so I'm gonna run this feast day commercial for y'all. Y'all check it out. I don't. Hopefully, this is the updated one. We'll see. All right, so we're gonna run this commercial real quick. I'll be right back.
Shalom, Saints. Are you planning on attending Passover? Please visit us at www.straightwaynetwork.com for all up-to-date information about the feast. Also, let's all be mindful that viruses are on the rise around this time of the year. While we all trust in the Most High for our healing, He has also blessed us with the herbs of the field and righteous leadership that promotes taking them. Please go to www.householdherbs.com and stock up on antiviral tincture. We suggest taking maintenance doses starting 2 weeks prior to the feast, during the feast, and after the feast. Make sure to check over your vehicles before driving to the feast and drive safe. Drive slowly as you arrive at the feast on the land. Stay off the neighbor's property, driveways, and yard. Get ready to start your morning with prayer, praise, and worship. Pastor Corey's prayer starts at 6 a.m. in the tabernacle. Dates to be announced on www.straightwaynetwork.com. Want to be a blessing this feast? Here's the updated Be a Blessing list. You can also find it in the description below. Also, join us in the tabernacle for Michael Israel's Health and Diet Class 101 on third day, Tuesday, March the 26th at 1 p.m. See you there. Bless y'all.
All right, so yeah, as y'all saw at the very end there, I will be having a diet, health, and wellness class. And one of the things I'm gonna be bringing out for y'all is exercise protocol for anybody who has like joint issues, any type of joint problem. I'm doing this exercise thing, and I'll be honest with you, I'm like half doing it. I'm not doing it 100% the way they said to do it. I do it when I have time. Not so much when I have time, but I don't. I'm not doing their whole program the way they said to do it. If I did, I'd probably be in even better condition. But I'm able to run now. Like I can run a lot faster. When I say run, I'm talking about sprint. Um, and just my knees and my ankles, they is working on them. So, um, but we're gonna talk about that there. We're gonna talk about diet. Um, we're gonna hit that. We're also, you know, the bulk of these is almost always majority about uh, questions and answers. So we're gonna do a lot of question and answers there too. I'm gonna open it up with a little something, but then the bulk is gonna be questions and answers. And so yeah, we'll be having. Look forward to see it to having that. And look forward to seeing y'all there. But anyway, with that said, y'all, um, that is all I have for y'all today. Uh, and definitely appreciate all y'all tuning in. Um, let me see if I can find. Okay. So yeah, definitely appreciate all y'all tuning in. I'm really excited about the feast. Make sure y'all getting y'all spirits right, getting them in the right place. And with that said, I'm Michael Israel. Shalom, shalom.
Turn that up. Better learn how to bleed the blood of your whole body. Stay in the spirit. Cause Satan could use you if you let him. You cannot win, I see your trickery. We at the end, can't none of that get to me. Confessing my sin, I'm watching my enemy. Scripts in my head, it hit me like Kennedy. I know the devil is trying to get rid of me. Walk in the spirit, so that mean I'm killing me. Get it behind me, I don't want you feeling me. Get it behind me, I don't want you feeling me. You cannot win, I see your trickery. We at the end, can't none of that get to me. Confessing my sin, I'm watching my enemy. Scripts in my head, it hit me like Kennedy. I know the devil is trying to get rid of me. Walk in the spirit, so that mean I'm killing me. Get it behind me, I don't want you feeling me. Get it behind me, I don't want you feeling me. He been on my line since a younger was a child. Had me shooting guns, popping pills, smoking loud. I'm the main event, but I was following the crowd. Wish I would've known what I know right now. Mama ain't raising like this, had her yelling in the house like where in the hell we go wrong. Mama and them curses couldn't leave us alone. We made an oath to the one on the throne. Them angels was with us, was never alone. Mercy and grace coming straight from the throne. When this was missing, I made it back home. I would never had to give me a loan. He had to open my eyes, I had to put down my pride. Boy, I'm so lit, I'm alive. We gon' follow the Messiah. We gon' follow the Messiah. Messiah, I'm a lit. A bond. Messiah, Messiah. I'm a lit. How about some of Messiah? Ooh. You cannot win, I see your trickery. We at the end, can't none of that get to me. Confessing my sin, I'm watching my enemy. Scripts in my head, it hit me like Kennedy. I know the devil is trying to get rid of me. Walk in the spirit, so that mean I'm killing me. Get it behind me, I don't want you feeling me. Get it behind me, I don't want you feeling me. You cannot win, I see your trickery. We at the end, can't none of that get to me. Confessing my sin, I'm watching my enemy. Scripts in my head, it hit me like Kennedy. I know the devil is trying to get rid of me. Walk in the spirit, so that mean I'm killing me. Get it behind me, I don't want you feeling me. Get it behind me, I don't want you feeling me.